You gotta have a dream first, then plan it, then execute it. Mm-hmm. People procrastinate because they think they're not capable of doing that. That's where the fear of responsibility comes, right? From not liking who you are, trying to be like someone else, trying to fit in because you're scared. And fear, it's an energy that it's dangerous again. You're a threat for humanity, and that's not good.
Yeah. Hi everyone, and welcome to the podcast Fly with Mel. I use this podcast to talk about all the personal development that we can get by living far from home. I tell some stories, but most of the time I invite people that I meet along the way to share their own. This podcast is an open door to the world because I truly believe that everyone you meet has something to teach you. So I invite you to take a seat and enjoy the flight. Hola Diego, can I say hola?
Hola.
Hola.
That's what I say to the people I work with. Okay. When I go to different schools, they say, hey guys, can I get a hola Diego? And everyone's like, hola Diego.
Hola Diego. Yeah. Okay, I don't have many people with me, but
everybody, can I get a hola Diego? Hola Diego.
So Diego, this podcast is going to be very different for me because usually I like to prepare a bit and chat with my guests, etc. before.
No, we don't like that.
We don't like that. To give a bit of context, yeah, of course, it's always real. But I met you maybe 2-3 weeks ago, just in a nice bath. We had a very quick chat, and I was just like, let's just do a podcast, and here we are, and having just a conversation here today. So. Thank you for making the time, first of all, but also I'm very, very keen to know you and to know more stuff about yourself because I feel the energy just here next to me.
Boom.
Yeah, and I feel like there is a lot to unleash from that. So can you just tell us very, very quickly, who are you, where are you from, and who are you? Very quickly, how can you
very quickly, yourself? If I have to do it quick, it's hard for me to do things quick, to be honest. But I'll try to go, my name is Diego. I'm from Mexico. I'm 28. I'm a former accountant. I studied accounting in Mexico and I didn't like it. I think it was not for me. I didn't belong to a desk and a computer in front of me. So I've always been enthusiastic, energetic. I believe that life's a miracle and that we all have a purpose and that we must strive. It's your responsibility to become the best version of yourself. This is my goal, my vision. I am a well-being coach. I don't like to call myself a coach because I don't know. That's just the title. I'm not a master. We all mirrors. I reflect you, and then we work together from there. But I do help people. I think I have a gift, and I have the gift of speaking. I have the gift of spreading good energy and like lifting people and reignite their soul, their calling, their purpose. Kind of like help them to use me as a mirror, and then they can kind of like get in touch with their own purpose, with their own kind of like calling in their lives. I think everyone has it. We all have different DNA. We all have different qualities. We all have different purpose, and we must thrive on it. So yeah, that's what I do. I work in a company called My Strength, travel around different cities, different districts in Sydney. This year we work with 75 schools, 160 programs, 30,000 students from Swansea to Lake Illawarra. It's a big radio. It's even beyond Sydney. And that's me. I mean, my work doesn't define me, but what I'm saying is just if the audience is wondering, who's this guy that is going to speak? I'm just an energetic, authentic, outgoing person. That
you can totally feel it. And what you were just saying in just like 2 minutes is already very, very beautiful.
That's it. Yeah.
And it's impressive.
And I can keep going.
I know you can keep going. You will in a second. But I feel like, this is impressive and beautiful, the work that you're doing to help young generation. And I'm sure that you're also helping like different type of generation. Can you just tell me how did you, because you were saying you were an accountant before.
Yeah.
So what's the story behind becoming a well-being coach or just like whatever, helping people?
Yeah, I mean, long story short, because it's a long story, like 5 years ago when I graduated from accounting, even when I decided to do it, I wasn't confident about studying it, I didn't feel it was right for me, but I did it to please my parents, the status quo, and kind of like what you should do, because I didn't see another way, right? Most of the youth that I work with right now, they're in the same place that I used to be, which is, I don't know what I want to do. They're not exposed to that, you know. School is very limited. They limit you with the same teachers, the same topics, the same agendas, the same curriculum, you know. It's like the same, it's biased and it's limited, right? So for me, it was just like kind of following the crowd and following what I was meant to do in society. You know, it's family business. My dad is an accountant. I have beautiful family, like can't complain at all. Like I'm not saying it was a bad childhood or at all. Like I was very privileged, but overall, I wasn't doing what I loved. So I had to go through so many aha moments and awakening moments of saying, Diego, you're a charismatic, outgoing, friendly person that can't be behind the desk. And I was just like understanding that my energy had to be on what I thrive, what I love, where I feel myself. Every single human being must follow that path. You know, it's a responsibility. Everyone knows deep down what you must do. Everyone knows, and this is something that I challenge people and challenge my clients, saying like, you know, deep down, you know when you're not in the right place. And for me, that was like what I was doing. I was, you know, in party, drinking, going out too much, like just didn't have a routine, didn't exercise, not, you know, like I'll show you a picture later. Like I was overweight, I was depressed, I was suicidal, I didn't want to, you know, like, and I had this moment of revelation. I say it was like a awakening, you know, hard to describe because you experience it, you know, but it was like a very spiritual, very, I don't know, it changed my life forever, you know, that moment when it was like God speaking to me. And I'm not talking about God as a religion or a man that is there. No, I'm talking about the universe telling me, wake up, I need you, we need each other, you're here for a reason. And I was like, oh my God, this is so real, this feels... And I was like, me? Why are you choosing me? Why are you telling me this right now? Look at me, I'm a piece of shit, you know, I'm doing nothing. And it was like this voice telling me, I trust you, I believe in you, I created you, I'm your creator. Come on, you have a calling, you know what it is. Undust your soul and come back from where you've been. I think that's a social responsibility as well, to undust your soul, to take off all those burdens, all those layers, and push through your purpose and become the best version of yourself. This is what we are created for. Yeah, this is, as humans, that's what we're created for. So that's what I pushed through. And then I was like, Australia? Why? How? What? My friend, I came with a friend here to study. I studied theology after. I'm passionate about history and like human behavior and that. So I got, since I had that moment, it's like something woke up on me. And since I was young, I love reading. I love, like, I'm an investigator person, you know. I like to dive into topics and kind of like, I'm so curious. And it really made sense for me to come here. I would never thought about coming to Australia. Like, it was not even in my radar, you know. I was like, Australia, what's that? Spiders and snakes, I reckon. Something like that, you know.
Yeah. And
then my friend says, I say like, man, this is something that is so important. God uses the most random places, ideas, and people to show the world what love is, right?
Yes.
The most unexpected, the most against the odds. I'm the one that is against the odds. Diego is the one that is against the odds. It's like, this guy, how? Why? He was a troublemaker. He was how this guy can do it. That's where God shows his love. And I don't want to make this religious thing because it's not. But I truly believe that there is a higher power that has given all of us a nature, a given purpose, a given commitment either if it's in music, in art, in finance, in accounting. There's accountants, they're made for that, not me. For me, it was this.
Yeah.
So came here, studied theology a little bit, 3 years. I always go all around, always. 3 years, did that. And then my vision, I had a vision board, actually, of the dreams that I had. Within a couple of weeks, I had so many dreams of me speaking to people. See, when I was young, I love public speaking. I was always in competitions of public speaking and that stuff. And I had a vision, of speaking to people and nurturing their souls. And I was like, how this is gonna happen? Then a voice inside of me told me, how is none of your business?
I love it. Okay.
So many of us, we have dreams and we're like, how that's gonna happen? Oh, I have a dream, I want to do this, but no, I don't have the resources, I don't have the money, I don't have the time. How that's gonna happen? How is none of your business? That's not your problem. Your problem is to believe. You have faith. You gotta keep going. You gotta build a plan, right? The how is gonna come. It's gonna come, and it comes in the most unexpected way. That happened to me, right?
Yeah.
I just have. It's called faith. Faith is defined as belief on what you cannot see, the certainty of what cannot be seen. This is faith, and it's a social responsibility to have faith. Mm-hmm. If you don't have faith, if you don't trust in yourself, you're dangerous for society, because that means that you have faith or you trust in things like money, pleasure, right? Which is dangerous because you become a threat, right? And you don't want to be a threat. That's not what you're made for. This is so intrinsic. This is very deep, right? But it's important for us to know, right? For human beings to know. And for me, it was that responsibility to become the best version of me, the higher self. And you know what? I made mistakes still. I'm a human. We all do. This is the thing. It's not that you become an angel, touch like no.
And then it's gold. No, of course not.
Gold and our divinity comes within our weakness, through our struggles. This is why I said to you before, I thrive even within my struggle, because I'm alive. I'm fucking alive. Like being, and you can observe at that, and you're like, oh, today I don't feel this way. It's all right. Why do you want to push away your emotions? We can get deeply into that. Like, you asked me one question, but I always go to different random places. Yeah. I mean, it's insane for me. Like, I mean,
but you built yourself, right? This way, you are not the person you are today. I mean, all the things that you're saying right now are just beautiful and amazing. But you learned through the way. Of course,
there's so much work behind.
So how first of all, how do we start? Because it's good to have. We all have dreams, and I know that for some people it's like, oh, there is too much to do. I'm not gonna. But I think a lot of people, it's just like, I have a dream, I don't know where to start.
Yeah, I think this is one of the main questions we actually have. We have a program called My Future, which is part of My Strengths, where I work. And My Future is a program that pretty much helps the people to answer to that question. Procrastination and a lack of knowledge, like you say, of how to start, what to do, or where to start, is one of the main things that worries the youth, and not just the youth, but in general, human beings. It's like, I'll start tomorrow. Like, I want to change my body. I want to go to the gym, but I don't know how. Money. I don't know how. My bed is so comfy. I'm going to stay here. And we don't know. People don't know how. This is a problem. And to know how is expensive, because you got to pay money for that, right? You got to pay a coach. You got to pay this and that. So you also a little bit. People is they don't want to invest on themselves. So I think the first step, because I don't like to give people 5 ways to start. No, that's bullshit. We have millions of books telling you, and no one fucking reads that and follows that. Yeah. The easiest way to start is to stop bullshitting yourself. This is the easiest way to start. To look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm tired of my own shit. I'm tired of my own ego, procrastination. Let's fucking start and do something. Sorry if I'm getting into it, but this is it. Get passionate. It's because people always ask me, where can I start? I say, if you have a vision, use reverse engineering, which is, I see myself. Think about this. I want to see myself next summer with a beautiful body, and I want to have maybe a person that is overweight and wants to change their bodies, right? So I want to see myself with a body that it's not because of the way I look, because I want to feel healthy, okay? So I say, how to start? It's okay. I know it's a question. It's a fair question. But my question will be, what kind of person you have to be? What kind of person you have to be to become that? So you gotta act, behave like the person you want to be, right? So if you want to be a successful, outgoing, physical appearance, is working for you, and that's what your goal is. I'm just giving you an example. It could apply for anything. What are you doing for that? What is your plans? What is the diet you're gonna follow? What's the exercises you're gonna do? You gotta have a plan. You gotta have a dream first, then plan it, right? Then execute it. Execution. Work for it. Do it. Get things done. Because so many people have so much knowledge and they just stay on the philosophy of things, but they don't really put things into action. And that's the hardest thing. The easiest way to start is to wake up in the morning, own your mornings, elevate your life, push through those boundaries, and stop your bullshit. For me, this would be the answer. Because if I tell you, okay, guys, hello, yes, this is the 5 ways to become a more. No, that's bullshit. That's not gonna work. What it works is to be real with yourself, to face yourself, to push through those layers of fear, because it's fear, it's pure fear. Human beings have fear of oh, is it gonna work? What people's gonna think? Do I have the time? Oh, my bed is so comfy. No. Well, I think we're more scared of being successful. This is what I can see. People want things and they're scared of success. Because success requires responsibility and to give up your ego and to give up your pleasures and your human kind of. We have, all of us, a deep ego, and we have to understand that it's true, and that's why I say people are scared of their success. Because success for me is not money, it's not things, that comes after. But what I'm saying, success is to become the best version of you. And that requires discipline, responsibility, diligence, right? And hard work. And not everyone is willing to do that.
Yeah.
No, not everyone.
And also you are just talking about the motivation and the fact that you have to grab your stuff together and just start and motivate yourself. Do you think there is something in the brain or the DNA that is working differently for people, and some people find it easier? It's it can be easier for some people than for others. Do you think?
I think there's cases 100% where, of course, and those they need to be treated in the clinical area, with doctors and that.
Okay.
I believe that.
Okay.
But overall, I can tell you for a fact that there's a book called "You Are the Placebo" from Joe Dispenza, and it's a beautiful.
We love Joe Dispenza. Yes.
And he says that we pretty much are creators of our own, either if it's, our lives, because your question is coming from a place of, okay, people that cannot, follow their dreams in a way, sometimes they excuse their past. Mm-hmm. And they say, oh, I didn't have the education, I didn't have those parents, I didn't have those things that you had. So their excuse is their past. Right? So you're asking me, okay, so do you think that there's people that they actually cannot do it? My answer is, I think 99% of human beings are capable to overcome any challenge, regardless of where you come from. Okay. This is my belief, and I'm 100% sure of that. The rest is either drama and keep telling the story of the self. So this is what happens, and I'm gonna try to wrap it up really quick, right? And this is very much inspired as well in neuroscience at Joe Dispenza. There's 3 things that create your personality and who you are, which is the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. So how you think creates how you feel. Let's say if you think positive, you're gonna feel good. If you're thinking, oh, I'm thriving, I feel this is gonna work, I love my podcast, this is amazing. You're thinking that, how do you feel?
Good, amazing.
Good,
yes.
Right? So how do you act?
Good, and in the right way. And
in the right way.
And
so should we agree, all of us, that the way you think creates the way you feel, and then that creates the way you act?
Of course. It's all about the thought.
It's all in the mind, and we all have a mind. We all do, right? We all. And it works very similar because we have, this neurochemistry that if you're not impacted by, like as I was saying, I know there's that 1% of people that they cannot, push through those boundaries. But the rest of us, we have a very similar mind that we are in charge of, but we don't know that we are.
Yeah.
Right? So people think that the way they think is who they are. Like what I was reading just there. People think that their behavior is who they are. And that's why this becomes a very interesting topic, because in my experience on what I've been working with, like for example with students at the moment, it's saying I can tell that their thoughts have so much so much impact in the way they feel and the way they act. Yeah. So you're the placebo. We are the placebo. We are the ones that are telling ourselves the stories, right? We're the ones that are telling ourselves, oh, you're not enough, you're not going to make it, oh, they're not going to like you, this and this and that. All these negative inner thoughts, inner chat that we have within. So that creates a feeling that then creates an action, right? So to answer that, I'll say definitely there's no excuse when you're capable of, regardless of your past or who you think you were, or that, maybe you went through abuse, maybe you went through tough things, and it's like, oh, it's because you don't understand me. So many clients come to say, like, Diego, it's because it's so easy for you, but for me, I say, stop. That happened. Go back. Make peace with that person, make peace with yourself, and just change your story. Rechange your story. Tell yourself a different, you cannot change the past. What are you going to do about that? You cannot keep excusing you. And that's where procrastination comes from as well. It's linked to the other question you asked me, right? People procrastinate because they think they're not capable of doing that. That's where the fear of responsibility comes, right? From not liking who you are. Trying to be like someone else, trying to fit in because you're scared. And fear, it's an energy that it's dangerous again. You're a threat for humanity. And that's not good. Yeah. That's not good. So I'll say we all have a very high opportunity, a blessing to change our lives and to do something for ourselves. We must be responsible for that. Definitely.
And you are talking just now about fears, and fear is not true. It's you create fears in your own mind with your thought, etc. And you're working with students, and I guess when you're a teenager, when you're young, you have more fears. I don't know, and I feel like I don't know if it's in Australia or if it's the current society or if it's because we have a lot of social media now, but I feel like our teenagers and the youth generation now is, I don't know if it's weaker, but I feel like they are trying to hide a bit more behind fake status, fake way of being, fake identities, etc., more than us before. How do we help them? And what do you think about that?
I think, how do we help them? I mean, what we're doing, I think it's fantastic. I think it's a way to open a door for them of opportunity to connect with who they are. And the program, pretty much how it works, is it's called My Strengths. So how it works is they take a quiz where it comes with 106 statements where they have to agree or disagree with that statement. So it asks you like, hey Mel, are you out of 0 out of 10? Are you, it says, I am a person that enjoys, hanging out with people and friendly, outgoing, blah, blah, blah. 0 out of 10. Some people say it's a 10 because that's their personality. Some others will say, I'd rather be on my own, more introvert, whatever. 106 different statements. And then we have 35 strengths that you get 5 out of those 35, right? And they come from positive psychology. It's a whole background of science and neuroscience that Dan, which is the guy that created it, he been working so hard on that, and it's a beautiful result what we have. And to answer your question on how we help them, I think like giving them the tools, right? Giving the tools and giving the knowledge. Knowledge is power, and the lack of knowledge is a lack of power. You must have power in your life, and I'm not talking about the power of, that people, it's not that strength, it's the strength within. We all have a gift, we all have a purpose. We don't go them and tell them what to do. You're telling yourself, you answering those questions by yourself, so that results are pretty much your results. What you telling to that algorithm, this is me, and then it gives you back your strengths. So it's so helpful, because then students are able to, and not just students, we train staff, we work with corporate as well. Like we it's growing now. Like it's a process, of course, but I reckon I'm a practical person. I like to see things going on. So how we help the next generation is definitely providing those tools, because right now we have very weak educational system, and the educational system is broken. It's bleeding. It's not good. It's very weak. It has no. I mean, people that is there, I have met beautiful, like staff members that have a vision and definitely have like a passion for it, but some others don't. And there's a lack of staff. There's a lack of vision. There's so much like students they're hungry of tools of knowledge. So every time we go, they're like, wow, thank you, thanks for doing this. Because that really helps them. Like they connect, they find their strengths, and then they sit around a circle of their friends, and then those people's like, hey, yes, you know what? You have the charismatic strength. I've seen you, like I've seen you being visionary, being hardworking, be determination, these things. So we don't ask the question anymore of what career you want to choose. Now we ask what kind of person you are and who you want to be. It's different, right? So we approaching, right, the new generation in a whole different process, right? So we are pioneers. We're opening up new ground, and it's exciting because we're building the future together. This is how we help students. This is how we help the youth, giving them the tools for them to become the best versions of them, to love themselves, right? To understand others better, and to understand that there's a future and a hope for them. There's a place out there for the youth. There's a place for you. There's a place for me, where we must thrive and enjoy what we're doing. Otherwise, you're neglecting your very much divinity that has come very intrinsic from you since you were born. And that comes in a chemistry, like neuropathic way through your brain cells all together. We're at more than 1 trillion cells working for one. You are not the person you see in the mirror. You are 1 trillion cells working all together. You are pure energy. This is who we are. And telling the students that this is who they are, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Because my parents are divorced, because I don't see my dad, I don't see my mom, I don't see this, maybe they're in foster care. There's so many issues of these students where they're like, man, no one tells us this, and they want me to be the best in math, science, art, this shit. I mean, not shit, but what I'm trying to say is we're teaching them the wrong things. Yeah. Let's start from the ground, from the soil, from the roots, from what is making them feel that anxiety, making them feel that fear, right? A person that is confident on their gifts, that is confident on the intrinsic divinity that I'm talking about, is a person that is going to be thriving, and there's no place for fear over there. There's no place for fear. We've been limited. Like society wants to limit you. It tells you you're not capable, you're not, because they project themselves. Most of what we consume, it's bullshit, like TV and shows and news and all this kind of stuff. It's pure scam. We're living in this matrix that is trying to push you to be a worker, to become weak.
Or to put you in a box.
To put you in a box, yeah. To,
and
be weak.
Like, you like that, you just do that. And that's
just go to Central Station at peak hour, maybe 3-4 p.m., peak hour, sorry. Yeah. You will realize how many people is living on zombie mode, on the matrix.
Automatic, yeah.
Automatic.
Yeah.
So sad, honestly. Because everyone, how much talent it's out there and it's hidden, because of fear. You know how many artists are behind a desk suffering with the jobs they have? You know how many people hate who they, like, what are they doing? But you just do it because they have debts. They need to pay their house. They need to pay their car. They need to pay school for their kids. There's those bills that come up, and life becomes a burden.
But also, do you think everyone questions themselves? I don't think so. I think some people really just live life automatically. You know,
this is sleep. You're asleep. You become hardwired. You're very hardwired, so you become like a computer. Like it's pretty much running itself. There's no thought, so you wake up in the morning and you have the same thoughts and you know, they say, oh, you have to do this and do that, and you're just a repetition. Your body becomes a mind. Your body becomes a mind, and you're far from awareness. You're far from creativity, right? And this is what neuroscience teaches. You know, that you can rewire your brain. You can rewire
at any age.
At any age, at any stage. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
When you ask me, do you think like people are actually like trapped and they don't have a solution? No. Like they're not trapped. You can rewire your mind, but it takes commitment. It takes responsibility. It takes courage and stepping out of your comfort zone. Albert Einstein defines insanity as doing the same things, expecting different results. This is what people want. They want to see things, they want things so much, but they don't do what it takes. That's when it's hard. When you gotta show up, when you gotta wake up, when your knees hurt and your muscles hurt and you need to show up to the gym again. Or when you feel tired, you feel like your body, if you are a victim of your emotions and feelings, you're never gonna get anywhere. Right? It's too easy to chill out and relax and lay down. That's too easy. Right?
Yeah.
But creates weakness. And we don't want a weak society. We need a strong-minded, right? You have one life. You rest when you die. This is what you do. Yeah. You know, you must work and thrive. I'm not saying kill yourself. This is not what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. These words might be biased in terms of being a hustler and stuff. But hustle is also for me days of going to, you know, sauna, relax, sit down, spend time, mindfulness, you know, prayer, all those kind of things.
What do you say to people who say, oh, come on, it's not so easy, it's not as easy as you're saying, you know, because I have the same type of words with people around me and I'm just like resonating with everything that you're saying. And sometimes it's about, I have a lot of people telling me, oh, you have to be a bit more tolerant. You have to understand a bit more. Oh, step back. You cannot have these words. It's hard for some people to, you know. What do you say to these people? Because I find it hard myself.
You know what's the biggest lie that people tells? You know what's the biggest lie?
No.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy. That's what they tell you. They tell you it's not that easy. You know what? It is. It is. It is easy. It is.
Drop the mic. It is easy. Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
You just have to do it.
Yeah.
You just have to do it. And I think for those people that maybe are listening now and they say, oh, this guy, he's so like, he doesn't gonna get me. He doesn't understand me. I was abused. I had a tough time and this and this and that. And you can name thousands of excuses of why you're not going to start. But you're already wasting your time by naming them.
Right.
We all go through shit and life is hard. It is. And it gets harder with time. So don't be a victim. It's the victim mindset what makes us weak. When you're repeating yourself that story of how you think, right? And then you feel and then you act. So if you keep thinking, oh, it's because someone did this to me 10 years ago. And that's why I am this way. So this means you're living in a long emotion that has been last for 10 years. That's insane. You're not living in the present. You're a victim of your past. So for those people that might say that, I'll say, stop being a victim. Undust yourself. You can restart. Your tragedy of your past can't define you. Put yourself together. look after yourself and become responsible for your life. You have one life. You're going to die anyway. That's where you're going. So what are you going to do? Keep complaining? I'm saying you're not going to get it? Well, stay there. Become a weak person. It's either turkey or eagle. You choose who you want to be. Turkey mindset, you get eaten in dinner plates. That's where you are. That's your choice. It doesn't have to do with me. You can go with this is what I say. If you have this mindset, there's thousands of psychologists that they can treat you and speak bullshit to you and keep you in that comfort zone.
Yes.
And ask you for $100 every week. And my clients, I say, I don't want to see you in 4 weeks. My work is to get rid of you, because that's what you pay me for, to give you a result. Not to come and say, and how do you feel about that? Tell me. We gotta work on that, this is for me what I say, that's why I'm passionate about this, because
and we can feel it. And I like it.
I don't know, I just love it.
I love it. I just want to highlight the fact that yes, you can feel motivated, you can hustle, you can go for your dreams, blah blah blah. This whole thing doesn't mean that every day is beautiful and amazing, and I mean you're always positive and you cannot have like bad feelings. I want to highlight that. How do you deal yourself with anxiety or stress or fear or doubt?
Faith for me is the certainty of what you cannot see. I already have it. I live in full certainty that things are going to happen regardless. I'm going to give you an example. And this is a story. And it's called the story of the kiss. And I love to always tell this story because there was this man that he wanted this girl so bad. He wanted to date this person, and he was a prince in a community a few years ago, and he was this beautiful woman, and he wanted to go after her. It says the story that he had faith that on the journey for him kissing her, it was the end of the whole chase and the whole kind of story behind. So he lived in certainty that it was going to happen. So he wanted to make it long. He wanted to enjoy the process. He wanted to, not just go for it. So many of us, we so in a rush. There's like, oh, I want to have it quick. And then you take decisions like in a rush because you're anxious, because you are like worried, because like, oh, I'm worrying about tomorrow. We choose jobs and we get into debts and we start to get like those things that makes us feel safe. It's like if you're in a marathon, I'm going to step a little bit out of the story to give you another example this is me, by the way.
A story in a story in a story.
Yeah.
Okay, we are following.
If you're in a marathon and you're running and someone tells you, okay, and you're so thirsty, and someone tells you, okay, I'm going to give you a sip of water. But if you keep running another K, there's going to be a full gallon of water, right? So many of us, we're so desperate that we take that sip instead of waiting, right? Instead of building and enjoying that stress, that hardship, that struggle, those days that are not easy, So anyway, going back to the story, and this guy is trying to, he had full certainty that it was going to happen. So we wanted to make it long, enjoy the process. He didn't want to give just a kiss that it was empty and it was just like fake, So he took her out on different dates, and he took her out in different experiences and adventures, and it took time. And then she was wondering, I wonder why he hasn't kissed me yet, or why he hasn't tried to do that yet. But for him, that fulfillment, it was knowing that it already happened. So that's why he wanted to do it, like extend. It's like when you go to a holiday and you're so excited about getting there because you're going to be there. Normally it's more exciting the previous, before than when it happens. So this is what I'm saying. For me, this is how I live my life. I'm excited every day. It doesn't matter how I feel. Like I could feel, as I was saying, and back to the stories, like the prince was feeling sometimes, oh my God, question and doubting sometimes, but he had certainty at the end. So when he gave the kiss at the end of the story, it was like, I knew already that it was going to happen. It's not the kiss, it's the process. It's the process. It's like thinking I already gave it. For me, that's how I live my life. I don't need to have it, touch it in my 5 senses to believe that it already happened. I know it's there somewhere in the future. I know. I don't need to have that car, that house, that wife, those things that people are searching for to feel fulfilled. I'm fulfilled, even in my darkness. That's me. That's who we are. We're the yin and the yang. We have both. You gotta make peace with that. Your emotions are just, you have to observe them. They come and go, right? Happiness doesn't come from pleasure. People think that happiness is pleasure. This is one of the biggest mistakes. Happiness is not smiles and rainbows. How sun is out, right?
Oh, really? I thought so.
Well, I mean, it is. It is part of that, but it's also your dark days.
Yeah.
This is how I do it. And of course, it has so much work behind. With practically is, prayer, big time, faith, like in terms of, believing in something that is higher than me, that has created me, and that has a power far beyond that is love. Meditation. I don't know. My work fulfills me. So when you're thriving, when you're doing what you love, it's hard to not feel this way. And I know people could say, oh, but this guy already has what he loves, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what I want to do. I was there too. I was suicidal. I want to kill myself 5 years ago. And look where I am now. And it's not showing off. It's just telling you can do that too. That's why I say, there's a way. There is a way. Be responsible. Be a person of character. Add value to this society. It's your responsibility. You have one life. Mel, in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, we're going to be gone.
Maybe in 100 years, I'm chasing.
Gone not in a sense of dying, but gone in a way of... this is people that I'm sure that they're listening, they're probably on their 20s to 30s.
Yes.
This is what I'm saying. This is your time.
Yeah.
Don't wait till you're 60, 50, look back and say, what the fuck I did with my life. Start today. This is what I said. Start today. The best way to start is today. How? How is none of your business again.
Oh, please.
Don't start. Start small.
Yeah.
Start small. Little changes.
How did you build all this confidence that you have when you're talking and I guess when you're speaking in front of a lot of people, but also your confidence in your life? How did you build that confidence that you have?
Good question. Knowing that the biggest power in this world that created the oceans, the mountains, the universe, the planets, the sun, the air, the beauty of life created me too. That I'm part of that. That's where my confidence comes from. That I'm like a flower, that I'm like a wave, that I'm like a mountain. But I'm Diego. And that's probably not even my name that I'm called for in the divinity that I have. But my confidence doesn't come from ego, from self. It comes from God. That's what I call God, from love, from that creator of the universe. I feel like I'm important. I feel like I'm valuable. And that's where I found it. That's my safe place. It's this beautiful self-confidence that comes from that creator of the universe. I have a relationship with that creator of the universe, which is God, love, like the highest power. And people might say, oh, is that religion? No, it's not. We all have access to that. In a sunrise, in a sunset, in a laugh with your friends, in a call to your mom or your dad, in your loneliness, in your broken heart, in the good, in the bad days. God is everywhere. He's with us, for us, not against us. We have a purpose. This is where my confidence comes from. Okay. Knowing that.
Yeah.
I have certainty that I'm divinely created. We all must be confident.
And I'm talking about confidence because, we must all be. But I'm talking about confidence because in this society today, and again, coming back to social media or whatever you want to call it, we are facing struggle to become confident because we are comparing ourselves to others, right? So how can we do, and this is just an overall
it's not like your top 5 advice to become confident, but how, and I'm sure you have to deal with that, and maybe you had to deal with that in the past, that when you're really striving to get your dream and you're working towards your dream, but suddenly you compare yourself to someone and you're like, oh man, I cannot make it, I'm not as good as that person, or I don't have all the tools and skills that person have, so maybe I should stop here. How do you do?
I think as an advice, I would say start from where you are, in a way of, it's hard to put in an advice because I don't want to tell people what to do. Everyone has a different, background and stuff. I need to see that person to understand a little bit. That's why like giving a generic advice is a little bit hard in terms of how to build confidence, because like you said, some people don't have the tools, don't have the skills, they have different. But if I know something for sure, right, is that the easiest way to build confidence is by loving who you are, by accepting yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. If you compare yourself to others, you're losing your what I said again, the intrinsic divinity within you. You're stepping away from paradise. The more away that you are from your calling, from your purpose, from loving that very much part of you that lives within you, that it's unique, you're stepping away from paradise. You're stepping away from joy. You're stepping away from those emotions that we have. Happiness is achievable in a way. I know I said before that happiness comes within as well a few struggles, but it's possible to maintain a high level of energy in your life. It's possible. It is, I promise you, right? And what I'm trying to say here is that confidence is going to be built only if you accept yourself. Only if you accept yourself. If you look yourself in the mirror and you become your best friend. And you say, you know what? I got you, mate. I got you. I got you. I know you don't like this little pimple. I don't know you don't like your nose. I don't know maybe you don't like your lips. I know maybe you feel a little bit fat. I know. Shut up for a second. Look at me on the eyes and say, we got this together. We can get where we want. We got this. Look up and say, are we in this together? Yes, we are. There's going to be a voice that is going to be telling you that. We got to get deep into those topics. Like you said, small talk, it's crucifying humanity. It's putting us in a bad place. We must strive to speak to each other and tell ourselves the truth, how we feel. That's the other way to build confidence. Be you. Be natural. Be yourself. Stop trying to fit in. Stop trying to be like somebody else. Stop that. It's not good. It's weak, shows weakness. So the whole advice will say, build a relationship with you. If you cannot be alone, it's not good. You need to at least deal with your thoughts and deal with those, days where you feel like sometimes we feel like there's no end, that it's going to be always like that. And just to put it in a few words, I'll say, guys, there's hope. Believe in that. There is hope. There is hope. There is hope. There is a place for you. There is opportunity. Come on. It's all about love. And it gives me goosebumps right now thinking about every single person that might be listening to this. Please just keep going. Work on that. You got this. Go right now, look yourself in the mirror and say, we're gonna do it. Let's do it together. Love yourself, like yourself, be confident, show who you are to the world. We need you. We need you. We need your talent. We need your voice. We need your speaking. We need your art. We need your creativity. Imagine if everyone would be thriving on their purpose. How beautiful the world would be. It's already amazing. It would be even more. And that's the best antidote against chaos, against pain, against war, against depression, against anxiety. Building confidence. A more confident, resilient, and powerful generation. This is what we're working for. I'm gonna die trying to do this. 100%.
Is it your definition of success for yourself?
100%. Definition of success is becoming the best version of that you can be. It's like a flower, shining as much as you can. It's the sun at 2 p.m. That's success. The sun when it's brightening and shining. The full moon, right? This is you. This is what we call for. To shine. To shine.
Yes.
Think of like the bamboo plants. You know a bamboo?
Yeah, bamboo. Yeah, I have it here.
You have it here,
Yeah.
for example. So
It's a small bamboo, but yeah.
how long it takes this to grow?
Not so long. You know what? Not so long.
But you know before,
Yeah.
when the seed was planted, it was at least 3 years that it had to be put water on
Yeah.
to start to grow.
Okay.
And now this is gonna grow so quick in a matter of 5 months,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it took 4 years to have the first
Steps. Levels. Yeah.
So the question is, when did the plant actually start growing? 4 years or 4 months? It was 4 years. But why? Because you started to put water on it. But guess what? Bamboos have faith because they don't need to see themselves tall and beautiful. They already know they're going to get there, regardless of what you see. It's like so many of us were putting water into our plants, and this is a good analogy. I don't see any results. I get desperate. It's like, it's because it's not working. You don't have to depend on results in terms of happiness. If you put in the work, it's going to happen. This is the certainty that I'm talking about. There's no law against the things that are like, against commitment, love, reassurance, opportunity, faith, patience, kindness, loyalty. Against those things, there's no law. There's nothing against that. There's no one going to tell you, don't be loyal, don't love. That doesn't make sense. Right?
Yeah.
There's law against things that are hurtful, like war, violence, pain, like all those kind of things that hurt the soul of the society. So what I'm trying to get right now to the whole point, as I say, I always go all around, but it's important for people to know where my thoughts come from, when you pour water in the right places, right? When you pour water in the right places, you gotta be confident that the plant is gonna grow. How? It's none of your business. Again. It's gonna come up. How? Don't worry. Just put the work, show up. Brick by brick, you're gonna build the wall. It's like the keys again. It's not the keys of the end, it's the process. It's the process. It's the process. Don't rush into it. Enjoy the journey. Maybe today you feel like you don't have what you want. Wait, it's gonna come. Enjoy the process. Right? Think and behave like the person that you want to become, regardless if you have those things or not. This is confidence. This is faith. This is good. This makes you shine. Right?
We all want to shine, and we're all going to shine, and that's definitely.
It's insane.
Can we be a tiny bit vulnerable, because I feel like so much powerful energy and craziness. I'm like, wow, this is insane. I love it.
It's my personality, actually.
Yeah, but that's amazing, and I feel like you're never low. But I know it's not true, because I can, we are mirrors. Every time you connect with someone, you can see in someone something that you have in you, and or you like it or you don't like it, because you have to deal with it. But I see in you the power and energy that I do have also sometimes, and like a lot. Like it's very high, and people tell me sometimes, you're never down, right? You're never pessimistic. You're never. Of course I am, and of course I have my downs, and of course I cry in my room, and of course I'm like having these days where I'm like. This is the end of the thing, but exactly as you're saying, my motto kind of is always like, okay, today is not great, but you know what? Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna switch, and my mind is gonna switch, and I'm gonna tell my brain, you know what? Today is another day. It's gonna be fine, and it's gonna be alright. That's how I deal with my stuff. But of course, I have my downs. What can you tell about you?
My downs?
Yeah.
The thing is, for me, as soon as I wake up, I think my life, I see it like I'm in a game. Like I wake up, I'm like, wow, welcome to the world again, And it's like looking at myself and just, it's like going on a video game and go in the settings and go like, oh, how do I want to act today? Where I want to be today? Like those kind of things. And whenever, I don't know,
if something
it's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a good question. If something happens, something that it's out of my control, like, I don't know, it could be anything, that the little things, like my washing machine is broken. Little things that upset you, my boss was late, my train, I came, this and that. For me, I see those things as cool, like wow, like a challenge.
Okay.
Like nice, like it's not like, I don't know how to put it in words really right now, but it's more like I like to have fun in life. So it's just like, man, how great is that I'm able to face challenges. They're making me stronger. They're teaching me something. It's not like, why this is happening to me. It's not like, for what reason? I observe. I became already the observer of my life. I can observe that from, of course, I'm a human being. I have feelings. I have emotions. Sometimes, you get to doubt in terms of, like, how is this going to work? We all have this like inner voice that sometimes wants to, but I learned how to not attach myself to that inner voice. As I said before, I'm so conscious of my thinking. So, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to sound like my life is very good, but it's actually like, I don't know.
Butterflies and rainbow and unicorns. Okay.
No, not in that way. But I mean, like, I'm not a victim. Like, I'm not a victim of my circumstances. I know life's gonna be hard. I know there's gonna be challenges, and that's good. What would it be without our challenges? What would it be without our fears? Fears push you. Fears help you, right? We there's no perfect human. I'm not perfect. I'm actually imperfect, but that's my beauty. That's why I'm like, wow, life is fucking good, And if there's a challenge that comes up, I just see it as that. I see it as like a victory, or like as a good moment. We separate ourselves from, we just want to have amazing, like you say, unicorns and parties and beautiful moments, and then we reject the other ones. No. I made peace with both of them. I like both. In fact, probably I like more the challenges, the tough days,
Yes.
As I said, it's a belief. It's a belief. You gotta change the way you think. When you change the way you think, you change the way you feel.
Yeah.
This is the secret, This is pure gold. When you change the way you think, you change the way you feel. Therefore, you change the way you act.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you're having a tough day. You're thinking and saying, okay, you step back for a second, you say, okay, why is this happening to me? Life is a game, So it's just like, okay, maybe I lost my passport, or I lost this flight, or my mom is sick, or someone passed away, because there's deeper things, And then you lack, and you're like, okay, it hurts me. I want to cry. Cry. Release. Observe that. Someone just left your life. Wow. How good is that I can feel? How good is that this happened? Exercise gratitude. Look around the good things that you have already. So many people, they get lost in their circumstances because they forget the blessings they have around them. Gratitude grounds you back as well whenever you're facing a challenge, right? Resilient people know their strengths, focus on them, right? Resilient people reject the negative inner voice and they listen to the positive self-talk, right? Resilient people choose a response instead of react, which is so important as well. To choose a response instead of react. To don't be moved by your emotions. And most important than all, resilient people don't give up. Mm-hmm. If you ask an athlete how many, times that person has felt of giving up, they're going to tell you thousands. But you know why they thrive? Because they have certainty. We see artists, we see athletes, we see people that we admire. That's just the top of the iceberg. But they push through. That's what I'm saying. On your journey towards success, you're going to face challenges. You're going to face step backs. You're going to face rejection. You're going to face those things. And that must be your joy. That must give you fuel for you to understand that it's not that result that is going to fulfill you, but that work that you're putting on. What I'm saying, it's not the keys. like the prince. It's the process, and the process is going to take time, rejection, pain, those things. But you can reassess and look back and say, I'm the writer of my story. One day I'm going to read my story. So what do you want to read? He worked, he fought, he pushed through, he tried.
Yeah.
Or you want to read, he stopped, she didn't do it again, she didn't forgive, right? She kept complaining, she kept saying, it's not too hard, it's too hard, it's not that easy. That's what you want to read? I don't think so. I don't think that's the story that people want to read. My question is, if people got to this point of the podcast, I'll say, the question for everyone is this: what kind of story you want to tell? What kind of story you want to write? What's your story? We're storytellers. We're ready for you. Don't become a book that is going to be on their shelves, a weak, easy, like with no purpose book. Make yourself a Bible of experiences, of moments, of hardships, of struggles, of challenges. This is your purpose. Fight, work, thrive, love, push, be kind, be nice, be you.
Now.
Be you now. Here and now. This is where we are. I don't know. It makes sense in my head. I hope it makes sense for others. I'm not trying. Honestly, I don't know. It just makes so much sense to me.
No, but you know what? This is my last question for you, because it totally makes sense for me. But since I'm doing the work, and it's been like 4 years around, like since I'm in Australia, I'm doing so much self-development and stuff like that, and understanding a bit better who I am. And suddenly I discovered myself. By coming here, I just felt, oh wow,
yeah.
Oh, I'm here. Oh, I'm alive. Oh, hang on, there is someone in this body, because I was a people pleaser before. I was always doing everything for everyone.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, I'm giving, I'm caring, and I arrived here alone and was like, whoa, hang on, who is this? Like, what do I like? Well, in fact, I hate party.
Wow.
I love to do sunrise. Oh, hang on, I can do it. I'm alone. I can do it. I have the power to decide whatever I want to do, wherever I want to wake up, and all these kind of things.
Amazing.
So I did all this work,
good
and today I feel, thank you, but good on you as well for all your work. But one of the biggest challenge I was facing, and I'm still facing sometimes, is to feel so much disconnected with some people with who I was so close before,
right?
Or disconnected as well with some people that I can meet along the way.
Why you struggle with that? Why do you think you struggle?
Because I associate connection with love, and I feel like when suddenly you're not understood by someone, I feel like a bit of love is going, is leaving. This is how I say it, and I hate
understand.
it. I feel like love is
you don't
leaving
like
a
that.
bit. No, I don't like it.
Yeah, because you are like, you have emotions that you build memories with that person probably, and then you feel like, oh my God, I'm not with that person anymore. I know, I understand. So many people. Well, anyway, keep going. You want to ask me something.
The question is, how, have you ever felt disconnected? Because you also changed 5 years from 5 years ago to now. Have you ever felt disconnected?
I mean, people come and go from your life. You have to understand that as well.
Yeah.
You come alone, you go alone, basically. The person you're going to spend the most of the time is you, right? You go to bed with yourself. You go to the toilet with yourself. You take your...
We don't know.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is like, you're pretty much the witness of your life. You're the one that is there. You're the one experiencing it, right? So, I mean, for me, I realized that people are seasonal. Some come, some go. And that's cool because it's like little energies that I read. One of my favorite books is The Alchemist, and since I read that book, it's like I see people like omens in my life. You come for a little bit. Hey, you want to stay? You want to stay here for a bit? Yeah, come over, come around the journey. But I have a vision. I'm not going to stop for people. I'm not going to stop for them. And this is deep, and not even for my parents that I love profoundly. Not even for my family that I love profoundly. My calling is far beyond myself, right?
I have goosebumps.
Yeah. So I cannot rely my confidence and my definition of love in another human being. Right? Another human being is as imperfect as I am too. So I should not expect something to give. That's why when you give, you must not expect something back.
Yeah, of course.
At all. And that expectation and the building expectations in relationships is what kills the relationship itself. Because you're building this, oh, I'm gonna marry this person, oh, this is my best friend for life, and this and that. And when that expectations fall down, that's when you feel separated of that love. Because you thought that something was gonna happen, right?
You're right, yeah.
You wanted something to happen. But if it wasn't created in a place of love, it won't be sustainable. That's why the easiest way to step away from that sense of separation is to understand that everything has a beginning and an end, and make peace with that. Right? We're gonna die. Everything is gonna go. Relationships are gonna go. They're seasonal. Some of them gonna last a month. Some of them gonna last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I don't know. Right? As long as you are committed and as long as you are adding value and true to yourself to those people, that's your success in a relationship. Right? And if you make a mistake, no one's perfect. Apologize and say, look, I made a mistake. This is our times to go and separate. And you just, again, use gratitude, saying, that was a beautiful time. Thank you for what you taught me. I'm ready for the next chapter. And new people come to your life. You cannot get stuck in the past. You can't. So for the people that still, thinking on, oh, I lost this person or this friend, I didn't see them. It's okay. It's okay. You'll be fine. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. Don't worry. Trust in you. You come along, you go along. Your responsibility is to fall in love with yourself and hold your own hand and walk together with yourself. That's the most beautiful gift that you can give to you. Definitely.
Thank you, Diego. Thank you. I'm super grateful for this moment. It's a moment of time which will stay just here and in the podcast. But
oh yeah, we were recording, by the way. I forgot. This is me. I always speak like this. Like, that's why I like podcasting as well. It's my personality. This is how I speak to everyone, to the guy on that corner, to the students, to...
How did you learn? How did you learn public speaking? Because you're doing public speaking, right?
Yeah, I think you can learn what is being given to you.
Yeah.
It's a gift. Of course, it takes training, right? So a lot of training, a lot of reading. I love reading books. It's my passion as well. I'm a little bit of a slow reader as well. So I don't eat. I have friends that they eat books like this, and I'm like, wow. But I'm more like a slow reader and stuff. But yeah, definitely reading books, training, watching videos, listening to podcasts. I don't know. I love education. I love learning new things. It's very exciting. I love when my brain is like working and I'm like, man, I want to eat the world altogether. Like, I just feel exciting about that. I think it's pretty cool, Honestly, everyone should try that once at least, to become knowledgeable and to connect with that divinity within and build a self-critic and build self-confidence that it comes from knowledge. I was just talking today with a few friends and we were saying, mate, to be honest, if you think about it, there's, in this society, you will earn, in terms of money, for example, you will earn more if you do something that not everyone can offer. So think about, if you want to be I work in hospitality for so long as well. So it's like, I realize that hospitality, everyone can do that. That's why it's not like a high pay, like in that sense. Everyone can do it, It's easy. But there's things that they're more complex, they require more training, they require more different effort. That's when you get high in your, in terms of the material world speaking.
I would even say, not just material world. I think you get richer even just from the experience.
Exactly right. That's
it's not just in the pay.
That's right. I mean, like, the tangible example is something for the listeners to kind of understand what I mean. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is the more value that you add to society, the wealthier you will become, because you're doing something that is not easy. And that's what I'm saying. For me, talent without hard work is nothing. You might have the talent, but if you're not putting the effort and the time. So for me, it's not like learning public speaking. It was just more like, it's a talent that I have but of course I enhance it through a healthy life, nurturing myself, reading, listening to podcasts, sleeping well, exercising, having good relationships, having spiritual connection, mental awareness. Put the work on. It's so much behind. People just see the top of the iceberg, but there's
all the work.
Yeah, it's just putting the work. That's what I'm saying, and in fact, it's a very enjoyable journey, and we all must jump on that and say, when you're 70 and look back and say, I loved what I did, and it was exciting, and it was nurturing, and it was beautiful, and I became light in society. You don't want to be a threat. You don't want to be dangerous. You must become responsible. You must be a human of value. And it's not easy.
Yeah.
Right? It's not. But we fly with Mel. This is what we're doing. And we must strive to fly. So we're flying today. See?
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Diego.
No, thank you. Thanks for inviting me. It was so much fun.
I loved it. I was drinking all your stuff, all the knowledge that you're sharing. Oh my
god! So sorry guys, if I was a little bit all over the place.
No.
But this is me. I don't follow structures. I break the rules, and it's so fun to break them.
And that's completely fine. Yeah, it's so fun to break them. There is no rules. What is the rule? What is a rule?
That's right.
It doesn't exist.
Get out of your box and start working on yourself. This is the last advice. And fly with Mel.
Thank you, Diego.
No worries.